You're right, people. Chaos here today, going over a bit of a tutorial of how to quickly and effectively magnetize up your space marines. This is an example using the Reivers, and as you can see, it is so easy to reconnect because I've done it in the past where it was so fiddly and they wouldn't stick, they wouldn't stay up because the magnets weren't strong enough or they weren't sitted correctly. But as you can see there, it's not moving. I know it's not a lot of weight, but it's just the principle that when you stick them on, it's done. So it's really cheap and really effective to do it. Alright, so I'll go over what you need to do the kit. Now obviously you need your model assembled to a certain extent. So say for example you're attaching an arm like we're going to be showing here. You need obviously the body sorted out and then your arms all ready. So I've got two arms down here which are the standard heavy pistols, just in case one game I don't want grav launchers just on these for sheer being able to be easy to move these guys around instead of smacking other models. So I've got the figurines, I've got the bit that I want to magnetize, I have got a little hobby drill bit, one of these little hand drills. Now Games Workshop, multiple different places sell them. I got this off eBay for like £3. Waited a week and it arrived. Easy as that, and it comes with multiple different size bits that can fit in it. But the other bit that you need to get is your magnets. Now one thing that always makes me scratch my head, why do they arrive in such like scary packaging, like oh my god it's gonna kill me? The freaking magnets, just rule of thumb, don't shove it near any electronics like your phones and don't try and ingest them. Simple as, there's a bit of common sense. Alright, so these are 2mm diameter magnets, 1mm thick roughly. So you want a drill bit, a decent drill bit. Alright, now I got these cobalt ones from a local trade store for, I think it was like 10 of them for like £2. Alright, and they're 2mm, so when you drill in it will fit snug. And the most obvious bit that you don't want to forget, some form of adhesive, so super glue. I normally go for the medium viscosity to allow it to obviously sink into the hole but not run everywhere, that is going to suddenly drip all over the model, but not be too thick that you're squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and suddenly a huge blodge comes out. It's a nice flow. Okay, so first things first, if you haven't already with your body part, use a form of a knife or something, even like the sharp end of your snips, to make a little indent slap bang in the center of that joint. Okay, you can see where the magnet's gone in, and then you literally just drill it out nice and steadily, just easy as possible. So once that's done, I'll show you on this one what you need to do. So these ones here now, some of the arms already have holes in them from the forming process, so you want to drill it in parallel. So that's nice and flat. Now you see there where it is, drill in nice and parallel. Now I'm running off the recording screen so I can make sure it's as clear as possible for you lot. Now this is where I slip and I make a mistake, but I'm trying to keep it as parallel to the joint as possible. So you do a couple turns, see how it looks. It's going off to one side, so let's readjust that. Obviously doing it off to one side, it doesn't really help. So play ball. Now we can obviously, pardon me if I went a bit loud, I am facing the mic a bit. Now if you want this to work a bit better, obviously it's going to be easier when you got your face up and close, but there's obviously your hole for the magnet. Now preferably you want that more centralized, which I've just now bored out to make it a bit more centralized. So I'll do that off camera just to show those ones. But anyway, this is the fun bit. Have your glue ready. Now you need to make sure the magnets line up the same polarity, so they basically attract one another. They don't repel one another. It's basic physics, if I remember correctly from science. Basic physics. So you can see one end is repelling, so no matter how close I get to it, that attracts. But the opposite end, if I can split these up, there you go. So one end attracts, perfect. Alright, if I take that off, that repels. It's not wanting to go near it. That's not me, look, that's not me doing it. See there, it doesn't want to go near it. Alright, but the other end, straight on. Alright, so you need to make sure it lines up correctly. So what I usually advise is, if you're doing two of them together, even if you want to, just got a scrap bit of little metal. So you put a magnet in here and a scrap little bit of metal in the joint, and you don't have to worry about polarity. But because I want to keep it nice and neat, I'm going to use magnets. So I'll put one up there, one on there, and now I pinch off that there's only one left. Okay, so I know that is the correct polarity. So that when I put some super glue on that, I tuck it in, alright, and it'll take the magnet off. But I don't want to glue it like that, because being super glue, it'll glue that into place, alright, and you won't be able to get the magnet off. Alright, so you want to obviously line it up to however you want it to, so the magnet's obviously in there, but take the poor magnet off first. So usually, one moment, you want to grab a blade. So if I was well trained in the ways of YouTube, I would have had a blade already sorted out. But I hate to say I'm not trained in the ways of YouTube that well, even though I try and show it off, but I'm not. So let's get a decent blade out. Preferably if it's a blunt blade, you don't have to worry about slicing and dicing yourself. But a hobby blade will do the job nonetheless. So let us get some super glue. Put a dollop in the little hole. Now, as I said, this one doesn't pour out overly quickly, but it doesn't go everywhere. As you can see there, hopefully in the video, it's just pulled in that little hole, which is perfect. Now what you want to do is place that down gingerly. Now with your blade, because it should be like an iron or steel, which is attracted by magnets, you can slide it between the two magnets, and you know that's the correct polarity now, because the side here is attracted to the torso side, so it will pull like that. So what you've got to do is grab the hole, put the magnet in the hole. Now this is the tricky part, because you want to make sure it's lined up nice and correctly, but you may need to keep it there for a bit to let the glue obviously set into place. Okay, now if you've got a fast acting one, you should be alright. Now what you want to do is, obviously while it's still setting, I can feel it's attracting, okay, it's pulling, but I don't want to let them touch, because the super glue, trust me, sod's law, the super glue will start binding the two together. But I can feel those two are pulling, and I'm all good. Easy as that. I know it's a bit long-winded, you can find shorter magnetizing videos out there and all that lot, but I wanted to show each and every step of how I do it, and you know it's done correctly. As you can see here, working example. Alright, and it's neat. It's a neat join. Alright, as you can see there, it's not messy. You can have it whichever way you want, and you don't need to use green stuff or weird putties or anything. It's nice and neat. Okay, so if you've liked the video, please give it a like. If you disliked it, dislike it. It's totally up to you. Comment down below if you've used this technique before or other techniques. Let me know if it does help you. And if you want to see more content like this as well, comment as well. And I'm bringing out similar content. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification. You'll be then notified of latest videos like this and many other for Warhammer. So you all take care of yourself. Chaos out. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you want to see the other videos in the playlist, you got the left hand option. If you want to see the content that I have on my channel, you then have that middle option there. And if you'd like to join the chaotic crew, please don't be afraid to click that button on the right hand side. You're more than welcome.